So December 4th, fourth task. So let's go. So we need to find these words, all of them, and we can go like this, backwards, from bottom to up, from left to right. Okay, this would be our example for testing. And we need to find it 18 times. Okay, let's do it. For the tests, we put in the data. We need to implement our read data from string as usual. So basically we have a string that we want to convert into 2D array. This would be something like vector vectors with the string slice in it, probably, or maybe character. I think character would be the correct one. So input string, we iterate. We first hit this. So input string. Why is my linting not working? What is going on? Reload the window. Ah, I forgot to correct the tunnel files. So now it works. Okay. So we read our data. What can we use? We use lines to get all the lines. Then we can split the lines, collect to vector. What is the type of the lines? So it returns lines. So maybe we go with map. And we have the line and the line we split to chars, collect them, to a vector char, and we collect this one to vectors type char, like this. What are we missing there? We might have end up like the vector. Okay, missed one. Correct here. Let's output. This would be our output. can return it. So, and add the return type. So this was easy. Let's test it. Need the parsed data. So would be a okay, can run the test now to see if it works. It works. So this is great. Now we can proceed with the actual work. So we need to find all the words in it. Public function find words part 1. So we need the input data. And we will return just a number. Of the words. So, and we need to go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 directions from middle to top to bottom to right to left, diagonal left top, diagonal right top, diagonal right bottom, diagonal left bottom. So maybe define something like directions, where we will have all the directions saved. So the first argument would be the x. So something like this, the x value, so 1 and 0. This is from the middle to right, from the middle to left, from the middle to top, from the middle to bottom, diagonal right bottom, diagonal right top, diagonal left bottom, and diagonal left top. Yeah. These are all our directions. The word we need to find is this one. And we need to iterate over the values, but we need a free access to all the indices so we can iterate over the lengths, like x index in input data can I do something like range maybe 0 to input data len of the first entry. So this would be the x axis, and then we have our index for the y-axis, like so. Is it right? No, we actually want to swap it. So like this. So we first take the first array and then go through the x's, something like this. So first we need to check if the no, actually we need to iterate over the characters in the words. So it will be the range from 0 to the length of the word. And then we have the letter index, like this. And we check iterator letters. And we check if the current letter mute maybe input data y index, and then x index is the same as letter word letter index if they are the same. So basically if we have x, then we want to continue, and if we don't have x, we want to break this loop. Exit if isn't x. So I have issue here. Why is it cannot be indexed by usize? How can I slice it? does to get to returns a slice of string. Examples from get it like this. So basically, can we put the index inside? No. So maybe we convert the words to a vector as well. So it would be collect or trace and collect to a vector of trace like this. So we can do indexing then. Letter index. Okay. And if the x is the value, so if the character is matching x at first, we want to iterate the other characters. So we need to increase these indices here. So maybe, yeah, go over the letters, letter indices, get the value of the letter, compare it at the right place. So we are starting at the x and y and x index, and we need to take the directions. So we basically want to check the first. We want to check the first character, and if it's not the right one, we want to exit. So we need to check it here. We need to check the first one. This loop we don't need yet. So if the character is not x, we want to exit. We want to continue the loop, so we want the next value on the x-axis, and if it is x, we want to go with direction in directions. So maybe we do x and y, direction x and direction y. And with this thing, we can define mutable current x would be the x index plus the direction x. The same for the y axis. Okay, we have problem here. Define it like E32, E32. And this one we want also to have like E32. Is it possible to do something like this? Can I? How can I cast the type? So after some research, I found out that I can do something like this. SE32. So we have our indices. Then we check out of bound, check. If the current x is greater or equal of the input length, maybe you save this as well to a variable. So we take it here, x bounds or x value is like this. We define a range x max value. It's the same for the y axis, and we do it like this. Y max value. So check if we exceed this value or the current x is less than 0, or the same thing for the x, for the y. So if this is the case, we want to break right. Yeah, want to break the loop. But not this loop with directions, but the or is it the loop with the direction? No, actually not. We want to also keep track of the words index. It will start with 1. Make it mutable. What is the issue here? Mismatch type. Fix the type. Is it? si2 word index, and then we have a while loop. While word index is smaller than the word length, maybe we store it is in the variable as well. And the out of bound check needs to be done inside this while loop. Okay, then we can iterate with word index and increase the value by 1. If the we basically need to check this again and to break if the letter that we're currently looking at is not the letter we need in our word. So we can go with current x and current y like this. So we iterate of directions, we add this one, we initialize values. Then we also need to increase the x and y by this values here. So we increase the index and we increase the current x by direction x, and also the y by direction y. Then we need the mutable value to check to get those to save correct words. Count. So we can go here, and if this is true, so basically if this breaks, we go here, we need to check here if the word index is doesn't match. So we need to check if it exited correctly. So this is only the case if it checks the last character, adds 1, And in this case, the word index is not smaller than word length. It will be equal. So we wanna check if the length of the word is the same as the word index. And if it's the case, we increase our count by 1. Right? And at the end of this, we want to return the correct count of the words. Right? Should be fine. So we can test it. Actually, we have issue somewhere in the code. It's highlighted with red. What is it? Type vector char cannot be indexed by. It's not implemented. Treat as you. Okay, we need to convert it back. To use size, and we should be fine now. Okay, so we can do our test. Test part 1. So we read out our data, parse data, then we write output with our function. Find words part 1 with the parsed data. This. And it should be 18. It failed. It found 15 words, not 18. Fix the input. It's still 15. Why is it 15? Let's maybe sort it out. So the directions are right. No. This here. Yeah, direction are right. So why don't we get the output? So we get our y and x. indices. We get the character at the first indices, check if this matches with our first letter. If not, we continue. If so, we iterate over directions. We get the direction for X, direction for Y. We initialize the word index to 1 because we checked 0 already. Increase the index by the direction initially. So we move forwards. If the word index is lesser than word length, what is the word length? This is the word length, so it would be, that's 8. No, it says this, you ain't okay, that's bullshit. So it's 4. So we should do 4 loops inside it. Well, let's check it with debug. Debug. So we are at the current x5, current y is 0. So in the test data, we are in this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At this index, no, it would be this one. So this is the index we are checking because it goes from 0. But why? So this is at 5. The current x. No, wait a second. We have the x index, so it is 4. So this is the right one. And the direction we are checking is this other one. So direction we move to right. Okay, can make sense. So we check out of bound behavior, it's alright. Check if the character is the next character that we need. It isn't. It checks the word length. It isn't right, so it goes with the next one. So we are now at current, where's the, okay, initialize the values. I go on. So the current y is 1 because we switched the direction. So we go to the bottom and stay at the same position with the x, so we go like this. Okay. This should also fail. So step. It is not out of bound. It doesn't match. Doesn't count. Okay. Next direction is the backwards direction. So to the left at the same row. Should be 3 and current y value is 0. So we go like this. It is not out of bounds, it doesn't match because the next would be M and this value is S. So this is also right. We go with the next direction. It would be this one. Yeah. Okay, go over it. It is out of bounds, so should exit and don't count. So we have the next direction where we go to the right, and so we go diagonally down X. So this should match. Now let's see. It's alright. Then we increase the index, increase the steps, check out of bound behavior, it's alright. Continue with the next. It also matches. So we are at the index 8 and 4. So on the test data it will be this and 0, 1, 2, 4. Oh. Why is it like this? I'm missing something. Yeah, okay, this was the last iteration, that's why it was bigger than expected. Okay, so we count this word. So we have the one correct word, and we iterate over other directions. So the negative one, where we go diagonally up should fail because out of bounds. Yeah. Then we have the next one. So we do maybe better tracking of the values. We do expected char. So let this. So we can track it better. Okay, I can try to debug it again. Why is it not working like it should? So this is not initialized now, so we go over it. The first, we have the X. We go next. So current X, current Y is 1. Expected the current char is X. Expected char. We want to watch the values actually. So we can track it better. Expected would be M, but we get X. So the current is, maybe leave some comments for the indices to see it better. So this is the one, and then we comment also here, or 6, 7, 8, 9. Save without formatting for now. Open it in the next tab so we have the view on it. Okay, we are at the current index X 4, it will be here. Current Y index is 1. So the max index is 9. We exit if the index is equal. Doesn't make sense, so yeah, we should only exit if the X value is greater, because it can be 9. 9 is inside of the bounds because we reduced the value. Okay, so maybe try it again. I think it should pass. Yeah, it passed. Okay, then get the real data. And try it with the real data. Import the function in the main file. Let output not capital O, day 4. Input data. and the output, get the data, remove this import, paste the data in, oops, paste the data in and run it. So we have 2545. Check if the output is correct. And the output is correct. So, what is the part 2? The elf looks quizzically at you to misunderstood the assignment, looking for the instructions. Flip over the word search to find that it isn't actually an Christmas puzzle. It's an Xmas puzzle in which you are supposed to find two mass in a shape of an X. To achieve that is like this. Okay, irrelevant characters have again been replaced with dots in the above diagram. Within the X, each mass can be written forwards or backwards. Here's the same example from before, but this time all the X masses have been kept instead. So mass, mass, okay. In this example, an X mass appears 9 times. Flip the word search from the instruction back over to the word search side and try again. How many times does Xmas appear? Okay, so we have only two combinations, so it's going to be MAS or SAM. This one and the same for this other. So copy the test data, create the test, so test data 2. Is the slice string, this input, and test part 2, read from the test data 2, and find words in part 2 equal to 9. Needs to implement this function now. So we can copy it over completely. But name it differently. Like this. The word is mass. And the directions, we don't need them. For now. Can check if the character is A. If so, this is fine. and we can check the can initialize the indices. So it would be x1 for the first character, x index 2 and 3, maybe yep, this is how we do it. So to do like this, then write the x index as we basically need to check it like this, like this. The index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need more, 4, 5. And we name it differently maybe, so this would be top left, top right, middle, bottom left, bottom right. Five values, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. Top left is the value where we go back, so -1. Top right is we move forward. Middle stays the same. Bottom left also do -1. We do +1, so this is actually the same. So we can do like L for left and right, left, right, and then the middle, so we can delete the values. E32, it can be negative. Don't need to treat them as signed integers. The middle index is basically the same, so it can stay as usize. And remove this one. Add the comma. Why is it complaining? So we remove it from the tuple and why is it sure right now? So yeah, okay. X index middle and then x index like this. So this works better, and we need to do the same for the y values. So top, bottom, y, 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 and y. So now we would need to check the out of bound behavior. So if y to save it like this, left, right, okay, fine. So if x index L is smaller than 0 or index right is bigger than x max value, or y index t is smaller than 0, or y index t, y index bottom is greater than y max value. We want to continue, right? Maybe we could also do better in and we look for A as a starting point. So we'll take a look at the first one, because it's our middle, so would be better to look for it. Okay, and then else we want to check if the inputs would be correct. So we have y index middle is already checked, so don't need to check for A. Want to check for top, and you want to check for the left x value first. Let char LT. So left top character. As usize and as usize. Char left right top. Char left bottom. And right bottom. Okay. And now we can remove this old for loop. Now we have all the values and can check if the word is correct. So char LT is M, or so we want to check it. This, the char left top is M, and the char right bottom is S, and also the other way around. And also the next combination, which would be right top and left bottom, and also right top and left bottom. And we do OR. And if this is true, we can increase our counts. Yeah, let's try it out. And it worked. So let's try it out for our input in part 2. So we would need, is the same? Yeah, the input hasn't changed, so we can copy it over, name it differently, correct this one, correct this one, correct this one, and rerun this. Clone needs to clone it. So run, and this is our value. So let's check it. The answer is too high. So need to take deeper look into it. So What could be issue here? We are checking. We are checking only for one match. We are actually checking only for one match, not two. So we need to check if it matches this way, and yeah, and was wrong here. The OR operator was wrong, so it needs to be AND, and we need to check it like this. Either way, reverse, and the other direction. So okay, test it again, run it, and the number is much smaller. Let's check it, and it worked. So that's it for the day 4.